Hello, and welcome to the Stress to the Max seminar. Let's get started. So, today we're going to talk about modern tips to minimize stress and maximize your health. So, first off, I am Dr. Nicole Knapp of Knapp Chiropractic and Wellness Center. I am a wife, a mama to a little fur baby right here named Gizmo. He is 15 and a half, and actually he comes to work. He's at the office every single day with me. I'm a Thea to a nephew, so that means an aunt. I have a 1.5-year-old nephew. And I also am a granny to two. So my husband's trying to get the two grandchildren to call me Granny. It's just funny. So I also have a BS in biology from St. Ambrose University. And I have my doctorate of chiropractic from Palmer College of Chiropractic. And these little letters over here, let me move this out of the way. These letters right here means that I am certified in pediatrics, and it was a certification that was received from the ICPA. So if you want more information about that, you can also go to icpa4kids.com. So let's get started. So let's start by what is health. I feel like a lot of people define health differently, but according to the World Health Organization, an optimal state of physical, mental, and social well-being, not merely the absence of disease, is what we define as health. So what role does stress play in our bodies? We've been hearing about this a lot. I've been seeing commercials on TV about stress and how it wreaks havoc on our bodies. So what stress is, it is a non-specific response of the body to any demand or change that is happening. So there's a lot of changes going on in our bodies in the world right now that we are adapting to. So everyone has stress. And so how do we define and measure it? So we have three types of stress: emotional, physical, and chemical. So emotional is kind of any thoughts that we have going on. Physical is any traumas, and chemicals is toxins. So we call these the three T's: thoughts, traumas, and toxins. So let's talk a little bit about emotional stress. So emotional stress is our thoughts. This is anything to do with family stress, work stress, a fast-paced lifestyle, if you're constantly in and out of the house, running kids to sports, that kind of thing, and any kind of negative self-talk will increase your emotional stress as well. And then we have physical stress, or what we also call trauma. So this includes poor posture, so desk work, computer work. A lot of people right now are sitting at home at the kitchen counter or at the dining room table working from their laptop. So postures aren't the best right now. Also bad postures when watching TV or texting. Most people are down like this, texting, kind of putting more stress on the body. Continuously driving, so most people will lean over to the side when they drive, or they're really far forward with their head posture. Motor vehicle accidents, car accidents, sports injuries. I know I see a lot of patients who have sports injuries. Slips and falls, especially in the wintertime. If you live in the Midwest, there's a lot of slips and falls occurring. Repetitive motion. So this can be like if you have a factory job and you do one motion over and over all day long. Sedentary lifestyle, which means that you're just sitting a lot, not doing a lot of other movements. And then birth for the mom and the baby. I know when my sister gave birth, she told me she was traumatized. Like that's what she said to me. So this can be very difficult for mom and baby because it is a new experience. So now let's talk about chemical stress or toxins. So this is kind of any preservatives in our foods, pesticides, also known as Roundup. Processed foods are very highly chemical based. Sugars, grains, dairy-based diets cause inflammation, medications, over-the-counter medications, even though some medications are really needed for high blood pressure or blood thinners or whatever it might be, there's still toxins and they still do wreak some havoc in the body, even though they're helping other things. That's why there are side effects listed with these as well. Prescribed medications and abused drugs as well. Environmental chemicals are everywhere. Household cleaners, detergents. Right now, everyone is cleaning with Lysol and bleach, and that is very, very chemically based and causes more and more stress on our body to kind of process that. Self-care products, so your shampoos, your makeups, your soaps, are they highly fragrant? Do they have natural products? Are they more highly chemicalized? So what happens when all the three T's build up? We get what's called an alarm, fight, or flight. This is also called the sympathetic nervous system. So your body just kind of keeps working and working and working and working and working, and there's no stopping. It's just pedal to the metal, as in your car. It just keeps going, and it doesn't stop until one day it just freezes. And then we have the parasympathetic. This is where we grow and heal and repair. And this is where we want to be, so that when we do have some stress that's happening, we can get into that growth, heal, and repair response as well. So how are we going to minimize stress? I know it's easier said than done, right? So some ways to do it is work on our nutrition, get some movement back in our lives, improve our thoughts, improve our sleep, and then improve the nervous system. So I will teach you how to improve the nervous system as well. So let's talk about some healthy foods. Let me get myself out of the way here. Some healthy foods that we have and why it's a good idea to have healthy foods. So healthy foods will increase or decrease the incidence of chronic diseases. It'll improve sleep, promote healthy weight loss. And I know a lot of us are wanting to either lose weight or maintain a healthy weight. And to promote a healthy weight, you got to make sure you're eating good foods. Proper protein carb ratio helps to decrease insulin levels and cellular inflammation. So excess insulin makes you and keeps you heavier. Cellular inflammation is one of the main things that promotes sickness. So the more inflamed you are, the sicker you're going to end up being, and we don't need that happening. So how? So you want to make sure you're eating a balanced diet that consists of 30% fat, 30% protein, and 40% carbohydrates. So aim for the balance for each meal. So on your plate, you should have a nice colorful plate, and you should have a small amount of protein and more veggies than anything else. So choose what type of fat and proteins and carbs is extremely important. So you want to make sure that you're choosing great fats, great proteins, and great carbs. This is going to be more helpful in maintaining a healthy weight and decreasing inflammation in your body. So healthy proteins are going to be like lean meats. So this is like chicken, fish, also legumes, nuts, seeds, and hummus. Red pepper hummus is my favorite. And then healthy carbs are going to be veggies, fruits, beans, and whole grains. Whole grains, as in sprouted grains, are better. And then healthy fats, avocados, olives, olive oil, nuts, seeds, fatty fish, nut butters, and oils. So those are some good ways to kind of start changing up your diet a little bit. And don't do it all at once, a little bit at a time. The next thing is we want to make sure that we have healthy movement. So you want to move in order to decrease the risk of chronic diseases. You'll sleep better. You'll reduce stress. And when you move, you really will release some endorphins. And what happens is the endorphins reduces the incidence of depression and anxiety. So the more you move, the more endorphins are released and decreased amount of depression and anxiety you will have. Also helps with the healthy weight, burning some calories. And then also flexibility, posture, and core strength are important too when we get moving. So how? One, you want to start slow. Let's say you're doing nothing. So you want to get up and start slow and start with maybe a 15-minute walk a day and then increase that. Find something you love, whether it's yoga or it's boot camps or it's a HIIT training, which is a high intensity interval training. So this is a great training to do because it is 70 to 80% max heart rate that you will utilize. It's a shorter time, so it's about 20 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes. I'm a 30-minute workout person. I like to work out 30 minutes and that's it. And then alternate movements and modes, cardio and strength. So you could do different kinds of cardios and strengths. It's not all the same thing. So let's talk about our thoughts. And I know a lot of anxiety and depression are happening right now. So let's talk about how do we reduce some stressful situations? Like if you're in a stressful situation, have an out, have a code word to your significant other or your friend, say, hey, banana, and that means we need to get going because this is too stressful for me. Make sure you have a gratitude journal. So at the end of the day, just sit and write down 3 things that you're grateful for that day. I mean, whether it's like your car getting you to work, that's a gratitude. It doesn't have to be big, huge things that happen. Self-care. Self-care is huge. You have to take care of yourself before you can take care of anyone else. So especially if you have kids, you need to take care of yourself first. So this might be massages, going and reading a book, going for a walk alone, acupuncture, a facial, that kind of stuff. Positive affirmations. So I stand in front of the mirror every single morning and I have a positive affirmation that I look right at myself and I say to myself a positive affirmation. Ask for help. There's a lot of people who are sinking and need help. Just ask. I'm sure people would love to help. Seek professional help if needed. So I'm huge on people going to a counselor if they feel like they need it. Counselors are fantastic because it's a non-biased person who is talking to you about what is going on in your life and who can direct you. Love, love, love counselors, psychologists, whatever you want to call them or whoever you see. And then chiropractic care can also improve your adaptability for these 3 T's that we just talked about. So then healthy sleep. Healthy sleep will lower stress, decrease inflammation because your body shuts down and is able to repair, increases healing response, sharpens your attention, you're more alert, you're able to learn faster. And then here we go with the healthy weight again. We need to make sure that we maintain healthy weight. So some part of your brain for sleep, the same part of your brain for sleep is also for metabolism. So certain medical conditions have been linked to sleep disorders. These conditions include heart disease, obesity, diabetes, high blood pressure, stroke, depression, ADHD. So if we just sleep a little better, we'll be a little healthier. So how? So if you exercise, that will promote good sleep. Avoid sugar and caffeine and screen time, especially at night. You don't want to be on your phone right before you go to bed or on your computer right before you go to bed. You want to make sure those are shut off at least an hour before you go to bed. Create a routine. So I know me and my husband have a routine. At 9 o'clock, we start picking up the house, go upstairs, we shower, and then we get in bed. And at 10 o'clock, lights out. Like that's just basically our routine every single night. And then evaluate your environment. So do you have blackout curtains? Is there a lot of light in your room? That's a huge thing for me. If there's too much light, I can't sleep. Also, what will help is some essential oils, some nice sleeping essential oils, some lavender will help you promote sleep. And then wind down. So that routine will also help you wind down and just kind of relax a little bit. And then manage your circadian rhythms. And this is light. So basically you're supposed to wake up when it's light and you're supposed to go to sleep when it's dark. Now it's kind of hard in the Midwest when it's dark at 5 o'clock in the winter, but this is what you're supposed to kind of go by. Also eating should be in those times as well, but not easily done. And I totally understand, but it's something to work at. And you don't have to start everything right now for sure. So what we want to talk about is a healthy nervous system. If we have a healthy nervous system, we're able to adapt to those 3 T's, the thoughts, traumas, and toxins a little easier and make sure that our body can stay healthy. And we don't want to go into chronic illness. So let's talk about the nervous system and innate intelligence. So the body's inborn wisdom that allows it to grow, heal, and adapt to its surroundings, most of which is done without our consent or any conscious effort. So innate intelligence means inborn intelligence. Our body just knows what to do. So if we have a cut, your body's going to say, hey, go fix that cut. We don't have to say, go fix the cut. We don't have to tell our body to do it. Same with digestion. We just eat, the body takes care of the rest. And then also immunity is this other one over here. So our immune function is just functioning through the nervous system and innate intelligence. That's huge right now. You want to make sure that your immune system is supported by the nervous system. So you have to have a good functioning nervous system to support the immune system. So let's understand a little bit more about chiropractic. So chiropractic is not about sore backs or headaches. It is about how the function of the nervous system is doing. So the function of the nervous system is to perceive the environment and coordinate the behavior of all other cells. So you want to make sure that your nervous system is functioning so everything else is able to do its thing. So stress creates what we call a subluxation or a fixation in the spine. So if we have a fixation in the spine up here, these are areas and organs that are innervated, so it's basically eyes, ears, nose, throat, also clear down to affect digestion, and then stuff that could be experienced with children. It could be colic, it could be reflux, it could be torticollis, and adults it could be headaches, it could be heart issues, it could be a bunch of other stuff that goes along with any subluxation in the spine. Also down here, it could be digestion issues, that kind of stuff as well. So are you stuck on the gas pedal? Are you stuck in that sympathetic drive, go, go, go feeling? The central nervous system needs to be balanced. Balance is key to a high functioning, supported body that is just regulated and working the way it's supposed to. So when we have those 3 T's, more thoughts, traumas, and toxins, gives us more sympathetic go, 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 fight or flight, versus when we eat clean, move often, and are happier and get adjusted, we are promoting the parasympathetic, the brake pedal that starts to pump a little bit and slow down your body so that it could heal and grow, especially with children. You want to make sure that they're growing great. So let's talk about how chiropractic works. So in our office, how do we know how the nervous system is working? Well, we do scans. We have 3 scans that we use. All of them are thermal based. There's absolutely no radiation in them. So they're great for pregnant women, for children, for everyone. So the first one we do tells us how our organs and glands are working. So red up here at C1 and red down here in the low back means we have severe changes in temperature side to side. Okay, so we don't want these red. We want white. White means normal. So red means that, hey, there's something going on here and something going on here. Well, with this patient, after a care plan, this is now where they are. So that red is gone. So that C1 is the atlas or the roadmap to the body. So the atlas controls a ton of stuff in the body. So having that red is not a good idea. So getting that down to white, perfect. And then we have a little still going on L5S1 with green means mild changes and blue means moderate. But I mean, from where it was to here, that's pretty good. So then the next scan that we do is a muscle scan. So this is a scan that goes up the spine. And again, we see red happening, we see green, we see blue, but we also see black. Black means holy moly, that is not good at all. So this was the first scan of the patient. This is the second. Like, look, we have more white than anything. So that is fantastic. Just the difference is awesome. And then we look at also the total energy expending here. We want to be at 100. This patient is working almost 2.5 times harder than it should. So their body is really working hard. And then we have a pain distribution of 20%. So 20%, what that means is we have brain and spinal cord. 100% of nerve impulses leave the brain, but only 20% of the impulses are going back to the brain from the body. So this just says brain and body aren't communicating right. But then when we look over at the scan after care, we're now at 85. So we're still not close to we're closer to 100, but not at 100, but we're way better than where we were. And then also the pattern is 64 instead of 20. So the brain and body are now communicating a little better, which is awesome. The last scan we do is what we call a heart rate variability scan. And this tells us, are you in the sympathetic versus parasympathetic nervous system? So this person is right there. So that little dot right there, that's where they are. So they're over in that sympathetic nervous system. We want them over here in this green box. So after some care, again, this is where we are. So they're that little blue dot right there. Can you see it? It's hard to see because it is on that black line, but they're that blue dot and they're getting closer to that box. So that's basically where we want you to be, is way closer to that box. So let me ask you, if I had a magic wand and I waved it at you, what would you tell me that your ideal health would be? What would it be? You could do anything. You could not have pain anymore. You cannot have acid reflux. You can have a baby that sleeps well. What is it? Well, let me help you. As I said, we focus on the nervous system and regulating the nervous system and make sure it's functioning the way it's supposed to. And I believe everyone should know how their nervous system is functioning. It regulates everything in our bodies. So you should know how your nervous system is functioning. So I want to offer you for $59 to come in, have an exam, have those scans done, and we'll go over everything together for only $59 because I believe you and your family deserve to know how your nervous system is functioning and how your body can better regulate stress. I hope this is helpful. I am Dr. Nicole Knapp of Knapp Chiropractic, and I hope to meet you soon. Bye-bye.